Hmm. All right. And I'm back. Welcome to those who have just dropped in. It's been quite a Saturday. I was able to, when I was at the Reptile Expo today, I was able to hold an alligator. That was pretty nice, and I took a few pictures. They're definitely really soft underneath. That's the best way to put it. Whoa! There we go. Alright, so first track of the day is Boshi Skate Park version 1.3 by Luke Chandler and updated by Weem. Hey, um, how are y'all doing? And now, I did pretty well. I was at a reptile expo today, and I was able to hold an alligator. Felt really nice, though. It's you got to make sure that you hold it carefully. Whoa. Hello. And there we go. Oh, hey. How are you all doing? Nice. Let's see. Next up, we've got Cityside Nature Beta 2.4 by 9 Paran. So I'm guessing that my microphone didn't work last week? Or... Oh, let's see, where is it? Yeah, right here. Somehow my shells get used up. That's just so bizarre. Well, it's not shells, I mean mushrooms. Ugh. Not yet. I have not done that yet. Yeah, it's Cityside Nature. This one got an update. Though there are going to be a couple new ones later. I know that the first one will be a texture hack. And one will be like more like a remake. A lot of these are like the little hot fixes. The first two are, at least. Still looks pretty decent. Of course, there's just a lot of straightaways on this track. Next up is Golden Farm version 2.0 by Mario Power 55 and updated by Dark. And if there's anything to expect from Dark, it's going to be much nicer looking.
Let's go. Yes.
Ah! I wasn't paying attention to what was in front of me. Oh. Alright, so next up we've got Dragonite Falls by Dark. This one actually has the Dragonite in it, which is pretty nice because that one actually looks really good. Even those animations just looking absolutely good. Right here. This is going to be the end of the first segment, and there's a couple more to follow. I just saw that Dragonite. There he is. Oh, the names? I did that in C Tools because that's something I actually really liked. Well, it does spell out my full name, but still, I much prefer it over 3, 2, 1, go. Exactly. Why not? It's. I think it adds a little more flavor to my recordings. Same with the bizarre CPU names. Oh right, so I I forgot that I have to go back and change some stuff now. I will be back with the next couple of tracks momentarily. There's nothing too significant unless you're interested in knowing my full name, but I don't think too many people actually care about that. This one. All right, that should be the the next segment should be ready. All right, and now we're going on to Nighttime Falls by Mario Power 55, and this one's updated by Dark. This is version 2, I believe. So this is going to be, again, much nicer looking than the last one. Oh, it has the stars and the star bits, just like I think it was one of Dark's other texture hacks from last week that had this. Nice. It looks really good. indeed. Lumas are everywhere. And the next up is Veremi's Garden 3 beta by Veremi himself. Judging from the YouTube video on the Wiki page, it does look a little sketchy. In its quality, at least. I'm gonna have to see how it really plays out. Because I know Veremi's done better. This is probably associated with some of the... with a track pack that he released recently as well. No idea where I'm supposed to go. So I'm supposed to go off there? This track is... it's very hard to follow. Any thoughts on this track? Because this one's a little more confusing and not too fun to play on. Agreed. Is very disorienting. Ah, shit. Well, he's done better, but it's just you get tracks like these, which are just rather silly. in its concept. I am hoping that some of the other tracks that he's released here are an improvement. Because next up we've got Flood Aquapark Beta by Veremi. Let's see. I think I might have found it. It's just that the mini-map does not seem to incorporate the sandy parts of the track. It's just the water. I have no idea where I'm going now. I think I'm going the right way, right? Yeah. I passed a lap? So I'm assuming that... Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just... Yeah, it's just so hard. Because this track does not make any sense whatsoever. It's like... I think you could go backwards and just do it all over again. I have no idea where I'm going. I initially thought this part would have been a cannon, but apparently it's not. Well, if the last two tracks are as confusing and ugly as this, then I'm not looking forward to the next one. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Like, it's good to know what this next one is gonna be like. Next one is Frost Ice Cave RC1 by Veremi. And I really hope it's not as confusing or as disorienting as the second one. So, like, I had no idea where I was going. There's no arrows to indicate where I should be going. Quite a confusing bugger. It looks nicer. That would be very nice. Map's a little off-putting. Ugh! Was I actually supposed to get stuck here? So I could just do that. It's around Veremi Garden 3 level of just confusing and awkward. Is that box down there like a special box or something? Damn. I keep thinking that I'll actually be able to hit that, but I can't. And it kind of annoys me. Makes me question why I even have that set up there. Yeah, it's still pretty bad in my opinion. Yeah. It is just the first release. Hopefully there is some updates for it. Okay, next up is Purple Peaks Beta 2 by Lamb, updated by Veremi. Now I know that Purple Peaks is a very long track on its own. At least it's made to be one lap, because it would be quite a nightmare to do all 3 laps. Ooh. Purple Peaks is still fairly nice, but there's still some tracks with mushrooms in it I much prefer. Mushroom Mountain, which is the update to Mushroom Peaks, is probably the best in my opinion, with the latest version of the remake of Mushroom Island's also really nice. Whoa. At least this one isn't like Darky Cliffs where I can actually stay on the road and not get stuck on certain parts because you have to tightly drift, which is annoying. But this one is very long. So if someone manages to make it into the 3-lap tracks, then it's basically the worst thing you can experience, since you will be playing on that track for quite a while. On the plus side, if you're a YouTuber, you could probably use that kind of track to reach the 10-minute mark, so you can make as much ad revenue as possible. Something I can't do, though. Oof. No. Yeah, this track does get to be quite boring if you play on it for too long. But it's alright. It's not the worst track in the world. Next up is Island Raceway version 1.2. This is Veremi's version.
Let's go.
And if I remember correctly, this one is a fairly short track in comparison. I think it's more related to Instagram on how regarding tax evasion, where where some people make money without paying their taxes, that sort of thing. Essentially, if you you make a living and you receive income, you need to pay tax on it. If you don't, then you're more than likely going to be arrested. Thankfully, in a lot of those companies, they will subsidize the taxes before giving you your paycheck. But for a YouTuber that's fairly big, or say someone on Instagram or Twitch or anywhere else that's online, they'd have to do that themselves. I know not all companies can do it, but some of them are very tricky on that. I think the meme is that you could probably look it up on knowyourmeme.com if you'd like, but I thought it was pretty funny. Hey. Next up we've got Lava Mushrooms by... This one's updated by Veremi, this version. He could do better remakes than he does original tracks, that's all I can say about Veremi. Circuit A. I'm not even sure if that's like an arena or a track. If anyone wants to let me know, please do so. Because Retro doesn't usually specify much in the descriptions of any of his tracks. They're usually like one sentence. Very basic description. And given how much he pushes out within like a week, it shows that there's so many of them that can be tossed. Oh, right. This version of Lava Mushrooms also has a different skybox version as well, so I'll be checking that out as well. Sorry for the repetition. So this one has the Starry Nights one. Something you can only really see with the camera, but I'm not gonna be she says right now. Ah! He didn't fix that part. Like, is there supposed to be an invisible wall there? It's... Okay, thank you, it's a trick. Because, I didn't plan to play on any battle arenas this week. Just given my notes. I'd like to think it's a KCL issue, but I'm not even... But it could be intentional. But it doesn't look like it. It's probably something that was forgotten. So you have this annoying little triangle that's basically ruining your fun. Like, even after all these versions, that issue never seems to be fixed. Next up. Oh, right. Hang on. This should be it for the second segment. There's actually a couple more after this. They're actually much smaller, though. Because, there's some of them that actually do go on Rainbow Road. Actually, all the ones that go on Rainbow Road are fairly decent tracks this week. Just like how all the ones over DS Yoshi Falls are fairly decent textures. All right, this segment should be ready. It's actually not. I'm actually not restarting. It's just trying to. Well, I'm running this on VWii on my Wii U. So every time I need to change, go to certain segments with some of these tracks, I have to go to the go back from the Wii, go back to the Wii menu, then go back to the Wii U menu, go and then try and access my homebrew. Go to my FTP client, the FTP server on the Wii U, which is developed by someone else, which was pretty handy. And then I basically go through the steps of going back. So we're gonna do Lava Mushrooms version 3.2 with this one's with a different skybox. Hopefully there's actually a bit of a noticeable difference here. Oh, there is. Rather than having like the night sky, it's usually it's the Grumble Volcano one. You just can't see it with basically the entire wall over it. But at least it's well animated. Ah. Yeah, the different skybox doesn't really add too much to it, to be honest. Like, it's only really noticeable at the end or at the opening cameras. I thought it was just at the cameras, but you see it here as well. Okay. Next up, we've got Neon Dimension version 0.1 Hotfix 2 by Karen. I've played on that one before and it was a little disorienting, but it looked nice. Whoa. Oh. This is just, it definitely looks better than it plays. That's all I can say. And it is quite nice that the colors on this track will change from time to time quite literally, but definitely not the best driving experience. Oh, hey, it's Apple. Oh. Next up is Athletic Raceway version 1 by Spy Kid and Blue Sky, but I'm finally glad Spy Kid actually updated this one with a lot of the stuff he picked up. Because a lot of his newer tracks definitely play far better and are a much more interesting experience. And he's gone with quality over quantity over the years, which has always been quite nice. Ah, that's pretty cool. I like having some remakes with very good takes. And then having originals. Let's see. Right here. I think I've seen the thumbnail for it, but I want to go in blindly and see what it's like. Oh, this one's really nice. I'm liking Athletic Raceway. It's definitely a major improvement over the original and everything else so far. So if I ever wanted to add a track into anything, this version would be the definitive one. And looks like you're driving behind, I think it's a shot put field or whatever. It's like driving through an actual dome. It looks like these are all like mushroom areas. So it's definitely an excellent track. So it fills up with water, huh? Interesting to note. There's going to be quite a few things to go through. Ah, I see. It's only for the first 3 laps that you'll actually be able to drive through here. Then the rest is basically off limits. It's like someone's filling up the pool during the race. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. That is pretty awesome that you made the... Yeah, I think... Well, actually, I think it's just because the whole water thing, making it 5 laps is probably why... probably made it 5 laps for the water. I think 4 laps would work, and probably making the pool start to flood by around the 2nd lap. As in, like, you get to see some water, but then it really floods by the 3rd lap. And you have 4 laps total to race through. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, next up is Koopa Volcano by FunX Leet. Peach Sneakster. Got her. Wait, wrong one. This one is over here. Pretty good so far. Definitely makes it seem more like a volcano. Custom your message here. Mm. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Definitely a very nice track. Goodbye, Red Shell. Yeah, it still does. Yeah, it's mostly a Nintendo thing. I'm just gonna ready myself for this next segment. It would be nice, but it's very, very basic. You'd have to add a lot more to that original Boo circuit from Mr. Buttchins to make it much more interesting. I think I might still have like a video of Boo Circuit on my channel. I know it was on Mr. Buttchin's channel. He hasn't been back at the community for a very long time. So I'm gonna let Zapple decide what he wants for tracks to remake. Yeah, I know. It's just still a lot of suggestions, but it's always good to have a lot of those just in case. Here's a another Rainbow Road based track that just came out recently. This is gonna be the only track in this second last segment. Next up is Back to the 80s by Wii Luigi. The Glistening Highway will be coming up soon, but right now I just want to do Back to the 80s first because that one came out prior. It's definitely got the vibe of Vaporwave. At least the art style. If you have like the music as well, it even blends it perfectly. Looks pretty nice. It doesn't even need a cannon either. This is something that would probably fit well in a Mario Kart universe. If they really wanted to expand upon the concept of Electrodome, which seems more like disco, which is an 80s thing. Well, more of a 70s thing. Good God, the skybox looks even better. It really looks like it's taken from one of those albums made and then just turned into a track. This is absolutely beautiful and it plays really nicely. I'd need to find like a song that'd be appropriate for this. Because clearly Lunar Space Colony or Lunar Colony is inappropriate. It's far too new. After all, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out 2 years ago. Then again, Mario Kart Wii is about 12. Well, over 12. Except if you're in South Korea. Very lovely track. Would love to play on it some more. Though not yet. So we've got this last segment coming up. And it's going to include the most recent ones from yesterday and today. Oh, yeah, I should fix that. I'll definitely be able to fix that after the stream. Thank you for pointing it out. And boop. This last segment should have 3 remaining tracks. Next up, we've got Glistening Highway by Zapple. This is the very well anticipated one. Shall we begin? I definitely love the road textures. They remind me an awful lot of Trainbow Road. Oh, and the Zapple's one of Zapple's previous tracks, the SNES Rainbow Road remake. Oh, oh, that was careless of me. Oh, I was so worried that I was gonna fall off. That is interesting. What is King Boo doing? He's either really far ahead or really far behind. Uh-oh. I suppose I'll need a mushroom for that part. Very impressive. So next up we've got Circuit A by Retro Style 12. Basic. That's the best way to describe it. Well, both that space in the middle could outline that as well. It'd be pretty slick. At least the only obstacles are oil slicks and pipes, so it's all right. I don't want to have like these excess enemies constantly blocking your path, like having multiple chain chomps, piranha plants, or anything else that would otherwise make this kind of track virtually unplayable. Something like pulling a ball zeep, because that's the way I'd like to call it. And the last track for this week that I'm streaming is Fish Dome Island version 7.31. This is an updated version by Bladestorm 227. Like, Fish Dome Island was already a pretty nice track to play on. Definitely looks really nice. I thought I would get a bit of a hop out of that. So far, the best tracks that we've that I've played on, there's Glistening Highway, Back to the 80s, and Dragonite Falls and Nighttime Falls, for sure. And Athletic Raceway, definitely. The worst ones would probably be Flood Aquapark. But, thank you for watching my stream. If you're interested in watching some of my escapades on Twitch, follow me there. And it should be in the description, like Oh, MML? Did it just come out? Uh, could you send me a link? I am willing to do that now. Okay, melting magma land. I'm gonna search that now. Okay, thank you. Looks like it's going to be another thing I'm going to be adding to the description as well. So the last actual one now is melting magma land by Dark. Ah, this one's fresh, like 2 hours ago. Which is right around the right time I started streaming. Yeah, you have to, in order to add anything on the news for the wiki, you have to do it by month now. I do think it's a little cleaner. Though I do recommend looking at other entries, for example, just to see how it looks. Unless you're very familiar with it. Oh, okay. Melting Magma Land by Dark. This is going to be the last entry of this stream. This definitely reminds me of Melting Magma Melee. That's probably why it has that name in the first place. Oh. Oh, I I was actually using my mic. Yes, mostly. Remy, there was Torin. I know Myron did it years ago, but he stopped. There was there was Reedy who did custom tracks as well, and then MKWii CTs. There's been several channels who have done that. But I do a lot of the stuff on the wiki. It's just because a lot of it does need the media support. Anyways, thank you for watching the stream, and thank you for showing me the last minute submission of Melting Magma Land. And if you're interested in my little escapades in other games as well, be sure to follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/AlphaMarioX. And thank you for watching my stream again. Take care, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed watching my video. Oh, my stream.